Hi friends, welcome to Brave. Today I'm going to start off with our warm-up. Last week's Brave didn't have a warm-up because we had a little bit of a longer working in our journal here book. I think, yeah, we had a little bit of a longer session here, and I'm trying to keep the Braves under a certain amount of minutes because, like 15 minutes or so. So today's Brave is, for the warm-up, we're going to do a drawing with our left hand totally only. So let's try that. And if it's not perfect, don't sweat it. I'm going to put my camera as low as they can go here. And we're going to try to draw a bird. So let's see here. So just practice with some ovals. So I'm going to draw an oval. Then we're going to draw a kind of a circle-y shape on top. Could be a little bit more oval than that. So just practice though, guys. This is just the rough copy. We're going to kind of, these lines are supposed to be kind of invisible lines here. Like this is just the basis of drawing. Not perfect, but that's good. Now we have the eye right about here. So whatever hand that you don't normally draw with, that's the hand you work with. I don't normally draw with my left hand, so I'm working with my left hand. So now from the bottom of the eye, we're going to kind of put a straight line out, and that is just so then we know where to stick the beak. So that'll be kind of like the middle of our beak. I almost switched hands there. So from the probably the bottom of his eye, and that'll be about the middle of the beak. So then you kind of know this bird is supposed to be a little bit more, maybe more shapely here because I'm not doing the greatest job. But hey, like I said, it is a practice thing. So now we want to put him on a stick. We're going to make his bottom part of here on a stick. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. We're just playing around here, practicing, and we're focus on shapes, not the bird. So now we're going to make a shape right on his back. We're going to kind of make a rounded triangle shape like that, somewhat like that, right? Maybe closer to his head, and just there you go. So like I said, this is just with our left hand, so we're trying to go slow, and we're focusing on shapes. So this is not the greatest triangle shape. I didn't there, kind of like that. Even I have to like play with it, right? So no, there's just having fun with it, really. Now we want to kind of do a tail. So we want to do that's his balance. So if you imagine how his balance would be, just do a tail. And then we could kind of focus on how his body shape would be here. Make a point to the center of this bird. So we know where his feathers are going to kind of round out right at the bottom here. So now I'm just going to take my corners off so we know where his feathers are going to round out. That's kind of why I do the center of that. So we're just playing with shapes at the moment. I keep my bird in the view here. And this is basically almost done here, guys. So now we're going to probably erase a couple of his lines here in his wing. I'm using my lovely duck eraser. I got it from the I bought a bunch of erasers for the girls for their and sketchbooks for the group when we were doing their lessons, painting lessons. I needed them to have kind of a sketchbook for their ideas, kind of like a Brave idea, but I got them all sketchbooks, just kind of I can't think of it, like just notebooks. So now we're going to do like a design in his feathers. So I am going to probably make his wing come up a little bit here. And do a little loop and just do some feathers down. And just kind of not focus on what it is as much as just play with the lines. Now I'm going to kind of fix his head. So I'm just going to erase some of the lines in here. Attach his head a little bit better to the body. But this is kind of, like I said, an easy way to get your mind to focus on the shapes rather than drawing the bird itself. So I'm going to make a little triangle shape right here on his beak, and you may not be able to see that because my pencil, if you could see, it's very rounded. So I'm going to make a triangle shape here, and then I'm going to go and elongate the triangle to the tip of my line, however long I think it should be. And now he's coming together. He doesn't look like robot bird much anymore. Now he's starting to look like a real, maybe a budgie or something like that. So I'm going to make it come down. And there we go. Go back on some of my lines. The line from his eye to his beak, I could get rid of that. And then just kind of play with his feathers. Or some little loops here and there, and whatever kind of bird he is. Kind of budgie-ish. Maybe not quite. Maybe chickadee. Do like a long eyebrow type of thing. But this is a good way to practice drawing with your left hand if you kind of focus on shapes rather than the object itself. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of a eye. He looks like an angry bird. There we go. A little bit of an eye, and then just a little bow above his eye to make it like an eyebrow. And there is my bird so far. I'm going to probably have his feet a little bit, I make my own language up, a little ahead of himself here. And I'm just doing kind of like W's, upside down W's. And finishing up his perch. And that's about it. That is my practice sketch of a bird with my left hand, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to, like I said, erase all the little lines that helped me make him, shape him, and just kind of make him look a little more birdie-ish and all that kind of thing. So I hope you guys try that little warm-up, trying a bird with your left hand. And I hope you follow along with the shapes, and that's kind of how it goes, and pretty much an easy way to go. Okay, friends, now we're back to our braids. So I'm going to clip up my book here, and we're going to work on our books. Today, I kind of thought we're going to do a really neat braid idea is a face. We're just going to do kind of a lost face in the book here. And what I was thinking was just working on like a nose and kind of deciding on not really making the head, but just kind of deciding like making some kind of face in the center of it all. It would be a really fun mixed media idea, I think, if we have a face coming off here, you know, and just painted kind of just in the book or whatever. You could paint directly and draw directly on canvases to do a face. I've done it before. You guys have seen my faces. They may not make sense. They may be crazy colors. You could do pencils, colors. But I encourage you guys to kind of play with a face. So I like to work sometimes on the nose first and make a really good character nose. and have that kind of started for me. And then I kind of work with the character outside of that. Like the nose is kind of like the centerpiece, right? And that's how I kind of like to work it. So that's basically how it happens for me, is my nose becomes my first kind of point of where the center, the part that everyone notices, and then I decide of the shapes of the eyes and all that kind of stuff after. So, and nothing has to be even or, you know, that kind of thing, because people's faces are not necessarily always symmetrical and that kind of thing. Then I work on basically a brow. So you got a brow bone happening there, right? And then you got your point to where your eyes kind of start. And you make your person. Just there we go. And it doesn't have, look at this, this is kind of like not even, you know, but you just kind of play with it. It doesn't matter if one's drooping, one's not. It's just, no one's perfect, and it's your art. I kind of like to work on all of this, then decide on what kind of eyes I want. And my lips, I always like to see, okay, well, that kind of determines your person. You got, I kind of like to keep a little even, whatever, I can't remember the name of that there. And there's two different kind of lips. There's a smiley where you got the little churn up. You're also got kind of more of a sad face. So what I'm going to do is just show you that, okay, if you turn the corners of your mouth up, you have a bit of a smiley face, even if you have no lips to show right there. You could see that this person's got a smiley face. You could go as big. I like big. Ball feel right here. Little. And then kind of draw in what I want. If you want to have a larger nose, you draw your ball in, and then you go a little bit bigger, and then you could also go like, you know, draw your nose in. You don't have to go so in as I did on this one here. And then you kind of got the man nose happening thing there. And you got the little mean, like the nostrils, like they're angry. It's just because, not because the men are, it's just, that's the way I envision it. And the nice big flaring nostril things. And then, you know, that's how you go. And you kind of work with the big brow and that kind of thing. And you can make it larger. You can make a ball larger out of the end of the nose. So it just depends on, you know, what you want. And I like to do like a little shading in on one side to kind of make this part here of the nose a little bit lighter of color, whatever colors you choose. Sometimes I add a little bit of red nose. It just depends on what I'm doing. So this is kind of a practice brave. If you guys could do like a page where you kind of, the face just blends in like mirror on the wall type of thing, I think that would be really cool. I'm hoping you caught all that. I'm sorry, guys. I just looked up and it didn't look like it was recording. So I don't know. So this is my brave for you guys today, to just kind of make some characters in your book. I'm making a really big kind of a slopey mouth for this one. You see how it makes it look a little sadder. But if you have a little bit of a curl on this one, no matter what the shape of the lips, she's going to look happy, or he's going to look happy, and this one's going to look like, you know, a little down. So that's kind of a hint there. And I like, sometimes you could just put even just a little line and a little curl up. Do you see that? If you have a little lip, little curl up. Makes it a happy lip. You can see that little lip there. You have a little line and you have a little corners down. See, this pencil is it's a little sad lip. So it's just the little curls in the corner, and then this pencil needs to be sharpened. But I just don't want to waste my lead. Anyway, so there's the braid for today. I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to craft like a duck and give it a try and show me what you come up with. Make it blend into your page and work it all out with pencil crayons or whatever, and show me what you guys got. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.